would welcome that sun with 29 degrees.
It'll finally feel like summer. Thanks, Jessica. Will McDonald is in the studio standing by. 9 News at 6 begins right now.
Tonight, breaking news. The death of a top Adelaide doctor bashed in his home at Gilberton. Now the hunt for the brazen gangs roaming Adelaide, robbing homes, stealing cars, and the focus of the escalating major crime investigation. A screech, then a crash that shook a street awake as a drunk driver ploughs into a Paraka home. Gathering momentum, 100,000 tickets already sold just hours after Adelaide's April AFL round went on sale. The major police recruitment drive starting to show success, but the number of new officers still desperately needed. And jobs for the North in the sweet new Salisbury home for an expanding SA favourite.
This is Adelaide's 9 News.
Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news. A prominent Adelaide doctor attacked in his Gilberton home has died in hospital from his injuries. Major crime detectives are tonight investigating if a criminal gang behind more than a dozen robberies and attempted break-ins could be connected to the violent crime.
He was a man who devoted his working life to helping children. Dr. Michael Young, a leading paediatrician at the Women's and Children's Hospital, now a victim of a horrific crime inside his own home. Police revealing they believe roaming crime gangs could be linked to the attack. Their spree spans across the city, from upmarket beachside suburbs to the affluent inner east.
All of the resources of major crime are currently devoted to this investigation and are being supported by other areas across crime service.
Michael Young attacked in his multi-million-dollar Gilberton home in the early hours of yesterday. Police now piecing together a timeline of events. Just after midnight, a black BMW was seen driving along James Street near Dr. Young's home. A number of people also spotted on foot. 20 minutes later, a security camera captures a gang of 5 people on nearby Dutton Terrace. One scales a fence, another tries to pry open a gate. At 2:45, the next confirmed sighting, a black BMW crashed at Seaview Road, Tennyson, and the occupants fled on foot. CCTV shows them roaming the streets looking for homes and cars with unlocked doors. This footage from Fulham Gardens shows the men creeping through someone's front yard, one carrying what appears to be a golf club.
We know that offenders were walking along streets, trying doors to houses and attempting to steal cars, and in fact did steal a Mazda from Westlakes, which was recovered yesterday evening at Daveron Park.
At 3:40, almost an hour after the Tennyson crash, someone with a torch was spotted near Dr. Young's home. Almost 2 hours later, 2 figures were seen walking down James Street. Major crime detectives are investigating up to 15 other attempted break-ins and car robberies from the west to the north. They're working with Operation Mandrake, which targets Indigenous youth crime.
A lot of the offending seems quite random and spontaneous and across diverse areas across Adelaide.
Moments ago, the Premier extended his condolences to Dr. Young's family, describing his death as an absolute tragedy, saying his government's standing by to give SAPOL any extra resources it needs to investigate this shocking crime. SA Health also says it is organising a condolence book and is asking for memorial donations to be made to a scholarship fund Dr. Young set up in honour of his late wife. There is a very sombre mood here on James Street. As you can see, detectives are still on scene and are expected to remain at Dr. Young's house well into tomorrow. While they are following up on a number of lines of inquiry, they are yet to make any arrests.
Inga Nilsson, thanks for the very latest there. An out-of-control car has been caught on CCTV moments before slamming into a family home at Paraka. Police say the driver was breath tested at the scene and blew almost 5 times the legal limit.
2 cars racing down a quiet Paraka street. As they speed past out of shot, one driver loses control. ploughing through a garden bed and into the carport of this home on the corner of Collins Court.
I don't know whether they are trying to turn and they missed.
Neighbours are woken by the chaos and unfolding emergency right outside their windows. Whoa! SES working through the night to repair the damage. Neighbours say the driver called police after the crash.
She just surrendered herself. She knew she was in the wrong. She was the one that called the police on herself.
The 25-year-old was breath tested at the scene and recorded .247, almost 5 times the legal limit. She immediately lost her licence for 12 months and will now need to front court.
That's very disappointing, that someone will drive with that level of blood alcohol. But what is reassuring is that that person has been caught by the police.
The Audi was towed away and impounded, the close call leaving residents with a sound they won't forget.
It was like skid marks, someone trying to brake, and you just heard a big bang, a big crash.
Josephine Shannon, 9 News.
A young mother from Munopara has been killed in a crash near Kapunda. She was at the wheel of a car that hit a tree on Maribel Road about 6:30 last night. 25-year-old Tanisha Steer dying at the scene. Her life was the 107th lost on our roads this year. Prosecutors will push ahead with murder charges against a Craigmore woman accused of killing her elderly parents. Raylene Polemiadis covered her face as she fronted the Adelaide Magistrates Court today for the first time since she was released on bail. She was flanked by family, including her husband, in tense scenes outside court. The 62-year-old diabetic is accused of poisoning her parents Brenda and Linton Anderson by injecting them with fatal doses of her insulin.
How are you intending to plead? How are you intending to plead, Riley? Did you kill your parents? Do you say that you're innocent in all of this?
Beth Excel was in court. Beth, where does the case go from here?
Well, Polemiadis now has almost until the middle of next year to enter pleas to those 2 counts of murder, and that's because prosecutors say the results of at least one of those post-mortems won't be available for at least a few more months yet. Until then, she remains on strict home detention bail.
Beth, thank you so much. The storm still didn't clear Adelaide today. Jessica Braithwaite, there were enough bursts of wild weather to keep everyone on their toes.
Oh, it certainly will, and we saw that particularly today as we just kept copping it in the southern suburbs. We saw that severe weather causing damage, particularly on the roads. In fact, we did have several main intersections seeing their traffic light outages, including Main South Road at Morfett Vale, Commercial Road at Seaford and Majors Road at Lonsdale. SA Power spent the afternoon working to restore power while motorists tackled the dicey conditions. We've had another huge round of lightning strikes statewide, including this one, which from the ground looked awfully close to a plane taking off at Adelaide Airport headed for Melbourne. Fallen trees have been another major hazard of this event, like this one that came crashing down at North Adelaide overnight, blocking the road and leaving a huge job for the SES. In fact, the SES have responded to 1,200 calls for help across SA over the past 5 days. Incredible work by those dedicated volunteers. And, of course, the rain and the wind has persisted, making driving conditions treacherous on the roads in the past 24 hours. And, of course, a bumpy ride on the water for those headed to Kangaroo Island. So if you are after a breather from all of that, well, take heart. Even though there are still showers on the forecast for the next couple of days, it should not be as full on. So I've got that forecast coming up soon.
Let's hope, Jessica. Thank you so much. Well, more than 100,000 tickets to next year's AFL Gather Round have already been bought, and they've only been on sale for a little more than 24 hours. Michaela Kamarek, how does this compare to last year?
Well, it took 9 days to reach that figure when tickets went on sale last year for April's inaugural event. AFL club members were given the first chance to buy tickets yesterday, followed by the general public from midday today. And already 3 games being held at smaller grounds are a sellout. Brisbane and North Melbourne at Norwood Oval on Friday, West Coast and Sydney and Mount Barker on Saturday, and Richmond and St Kilda also at Norwood on the Sunday night. Now, 35% of tickets sold so far have gone to people outside of South Australia. Multi-day passes are proving popular too, with 6,000 sold already.
The 4-day pass is great because it gives us the flexibility to head to any game over the long weekend at the Adelaide Oval, so that's really exciting.
Maximising that interstate visitation. We want as many people coming from Victoria, New South Wales and Western Australia spending their hard-earned dollars in our state's economy.
This inaugural gather round injected more than $80 million into the state's economy, and it's expected next year's event will deliver even more.
All right, Michaela, thank you. A burst water main caused significant flooding north of Adelaide. Homes in the Kilburn area were threatened by the rising water. Emergency crews shut down part of Churchill Road just before 7:30 last night. A large crack opening up with water spilling out and flooding the usually busy road. SA Water says traffic restrictions will remain in place with repairs to continue into this evening. South Australia's police recruitment drive is starting to pay off, with a number of new cadets doubling in the past 12 months. But senior officers acknowledge it's barely enough to offset the increase in resignations.
South Australia's newest recruits put through their paces.
The biggest obstacle that I overcame in my training was probably myself.
It's part of the You Belong in Blue recruitment blitz, and South Australia Police say it's working.
I moved from New South Wales, especially for SafeWalk. It was a 10-month process, but it was worth waiting.
230 new cadets joined the force this year.
And that is a doubling of the sworn cadets from last year, and the highest number of police cadets since 2018.
The government's aiming to sign up another 900 over the next 3 years, 200 from overseas.
And they will be police who have a minimum of 3 years' experience in the jurisdictions of the United Kingdom, Republic of Ireland and New Zealand.
But it's a game of catch-up, still 176 officers short of a full force and losing about 250 a year.
By losing them, we are not keeping up with the numbers that we need, and we don't have people alongside these younger recruits to actually mentor them.
Senior officers acknowledging some are leaving because they've become disillusioned.
As long as we understand the reasons why people leave, we can put some retention factors in place.
South Australia Police want to target potential recruits early. From the beginning of next year, Theberton Senior College will offer a pilot program, giving students a clear pathway into the force.
We would expect that number will grow to include more schools.
Dylan Smith, 9 News.
A southern suburbs man accused of killing his elderly father on Christmas night has been ordered to stand trial for murder. 46-year-old David Eldridge denies stabbing his 71-year-old dad Robert to death inside his retirement village at Ranella East. The case now moves to the Supreme Court in March. And the Premier and Acting Police Commissioner will tomorrow meet with anti-violence campaigners who are begging for a royal commission into domestic and family violence in SA. Ollie Haig, this has been brought about by weeks of demands.
Yeah, certainly right, Will, and really amplified by the alleged murders of a number of women in SA in the past month. That's what prompted anti-violence campaigners to take to the steps of Parliament, demanding a royal commission into domestic and family violence. A similar commission was held in Victoria a number of years ago and brought about dozens of recommendations for change. A number of key ministers will be with the Premier and the Acting Police Commissioner at tomorrow's meeting. Peter Malinauskas says he's going in with an open mind about what might be needed.
Services, policy, particularly around legislation, a number of reforms we're already committed to. We want to make sure they're on track. But we also do have to resolve whether or not a Royal Commission will be a course of action the government pursues.
Now, Will, that meeting is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon.
All right, Ollie Haig, thank you. Australia does not have the people power to build the houses and cities we need, according to a new report. Tradies won't be fast-tracked under the new migration scheme as the housing and rental crisis gets worse.
They may be powering the construction of Australia's future. But tonight, Australia is running low on homegrown home builders.
Australia is facing severe labour shortages to deliver on our infrastructure ambitions. We've got a shortage of about 229,000 workers.
A new infrastructure report highlights a shortage of resources and labour, with $250 billion worth of infrastructure projects to be built and a target of 1.2 million new homes.
Trying to get a tradie, a carpenter, a brickie or a plumber or an electrician, it's hard and it's also expensive.
Under the core skills pathway, they will be able to come into Australia. They'll just have to do some labour market testing first and the visa will be processed within 21 days.
But that applies only to those earning under $135,000 a year, with demand and inflation driving many trades beyond the bracket.
We want to make sure that locals are getting first crack at the jobs.
To get more cranes on the horizon, the government is pointing to tens of thousands of fee-free TAFE spots in 2024, arguing that would train Australians for high-paying jobs without increasing the immediate demand for housing.
We all need more houses in every community across the country because there's huge demand.
Tonight, new data from SQM Research shows rental vacancies declining to just 1.1% nationally, with Brisbane, Perth and Adelaide all below the average, and just 32,660 vacancies across the country.
We're in the middle of a housing crisis right now. You can't find a tradie for love nor money.
Charles Croucher, 9 News.
Construction of a new mega chocolate factory in the northern suburbs is just weeks from getting underway. Tonight, we can bring you a first look at the new plans for the multi-million-dollar Haigh's factory at Salisbury South.
The biggest investment in its 108-year history. New plans unveiled today for Haigh's Chocolate's $130 million expansion.
We're sort of almost at capacity at the moment, so we need to plan for the future.
A new facility spanning 9,000 square metres at Salisbury South, with space for administration capabilities to expand to, plus a huge warehouse and $36 million worth of new production equipment, doubling its capacity to 2,000 tonnes of chocolate each year, set to be up and running by mid-2025.
Definitely a benchmark project for South Australia.
The facility will require a workforce of 400 people. About 150 of those jobs will be brand new.
I expect many people in the northern areas will be lining up, excited to work at a brand new factory.
The Myland site will continue to play a key role. Here is where the cacao beans are turned into liquid chocolate, which will then be sent to the existing site at Parkside or the new facility at Salisbury South.
So therefore we can tailor the flavour to our specifications.
It's all part of a 10-year plan, opening more retail stores here and interstate and growing its online shop front.
To be able to do it online and do it really well is so important. So this facility gives us that opportunity.
Ensuring chocolate lovers can enjoy its products for years to come.
They've grown up over the decades with our chocolate and hopefully it doesn't change that much, so it's a product they can rely on.
Shannon McDonald, 9 News.
Now for a look ahead to sport with Corey Norris. Corey, an Adelaide Crow has opened up on his frustrations.
Yeah, well, it's been a rollercoaster couple of years for Matt Crouch, but after some home truths and hard work, he feels he's back to his best, and tonight we'll hear from the All-Australian on just how he remained patient when he was out of favour and how he was able to turn it all around. And a former batting partner joins Mitchell Johnson in giving Warner a whack. It's just adding to the tension in the build-up to the first test over in the West.
All right, thanks, Corey. See you soon. Another weapon in Australia's firefighting arsenal. Next on 9 News, authorities unveil the latest jumbo water-bombing jet to keep us safe this summer. Plus the details on Cyclone Jasper heading straight for far north Queensland.
They needed your help, and boy, did you deliver. A glimmer of hope for the Teray family. Our special update tonight. See you at 7.
It's the perfect holiday with the perfect score.
Can you hear people singing?
See why the travel guides call Europe
Register Beethoven House.
Beethoven, isn't that a little dog?
their favourite holiday ever.
Wow.
Looks like an odd piece. We give this
5 stars out of 5. You're a dirty old perv, you know that?
Travel Guides Europe, tonight 7:30 on 9.
Need a script quick but can't get to the doctor? Instant Scripts lets you request scripts in minutes. With Instant Scripts, help is as close as... Australia is falling in love with Instant Scripts. Online healthcare is as easy as...
The Cherry SUV sale event is on now. Great offers across the entire 2023 SUV new vehicle range. With the latest in design and technology, there's never been a better time to buy. Offer ends soon. Book a test drive today at cherrymotor.com.au.
At Drake's, we want everybody to share in the joy of Christmas. That's why we've dropped our prices.
To make Christmas affordable for you.
Like Christmas hens, drop.
Prawns, dropped.
Drake's have all the ingredients for an affordable Christmas.
There is still magic wherever you are.
Cherish
those golden to us this Christmas. Fragrant hazelnuts, smooth velvety chocolate. Say it with gold. Ferrero Rocher.
Julio bought cheap car insurance with cheap accident repair. Don't risk bargain regret. Next time join the A-Team, hey Julio.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Nine News, brought to you by the KFC Big Bash League. Catch it until the 24th of January.
Far north Queensland is on high alert with tropical cyclone Jasper expected to make landfall within 24 hours. Nine's Cam Inglis is in Cairns tonight. Cam, where is it going to hit?
Yeah, good evening to you, Will. The eye of the cyclone is now predicted to hit just north of Port Douglas at around 1 o'clock tomorrow. It is now a Category 2 cyclone. What that means is wind gusts of around 140 kilometres an hour. There will be sideways rain and visibility will be down to around 50 metres. But one of the main concerns here in Cairns is the storm surge that's going to be accompanying it. There's just been an emergency warning issued to 15,000 residents here, telling them that they should consider leaving their homes and seek higher ground. And that is because of the storm surge, meaning many of these homes will then become flooded. Now, 2 emergency shelters have been set up in Cairns, but they simply can't house everyone. So people are being told to try and stay with family and friends. Now, the marina here is taking precautions. It's moved every boat downstream. And as for the airport, that will be closed in 2 hours because they are concerned of the flooding there as well. The runway will remain open for emergency services. Now, the last thing is that panic buying has also started in Cairns as well because people know they need to stock up on supplies. Gas and water are some of the first things to go because when this cyclone hits, it's likely there will be a widespread blackout for 5 days afterwards. So right now, everybody here in Cairns and the far north is bracing as this cyclone Jasper inches ever closer. Will?
All right, Cam Inglis there live in Cairns. Thank you. And today we'll have special coverage of Cyclone Jasper with Sylvia Jeffries live in far north Queensland from 5 a.m. tomorrow and then followed by continued coverage throughout the day in 9 News. A producer from TV show The Project was today the first Network 10 staff member to give evidence at the Bruce Lerman defamation trial. Angus Llewellyn worked with Lisa Wilkinson on the interview with Brittany Higgins and was accused of not verifying crucial information before it went to air.
It was the bruise Brittany Higgins first claimed was caused by her alleged rapist.
You have a photo that you took of a bruise that developed from that night. What does that photograph show?
It's quite a large bruise. It's just the weight, obviously, of his leg pinning me down.
Later conceding it could have been from a drunken fall. Ms Higgins told the federal court she lost the original photo but provided a screenshot to the project producer Angus Llewellyn, who was today grilled about its inclusion in the story at the centre of this defamation battle. The journalist claiming he thought it was the original and never checked the metadata because Ms Higgins had signed a statutory declaration. I want to suggest you failed in your obligation to check the credibility of the source and her evidence in respect of this photograph. I would disagree with that. I want to suggest your conduct in putting this photograph to air was unreasonable. I don't think it was unreasonable whatsoever. Bruce Lerman now after compensation for the 2021 interview, which he says destroyed his life. In a case full of twists and turns, Sky News has been ordered to hand over a secretly recorded tape of Ms Higgins' fiancé and lawyer discussing her evidence last week. It was while she was under cross-examination and banned from receiving advice.
Listen to the question and keep the answers short. But be careful, it can't be from person to person.
Leon Zwyer and David Shiraz were with Ms Higgins at court the following day, but there's no suggestion any information was passed on. The court was also played a covert recording of Michaelia Cash, where the senator claimed not to have known about the alleged 2019 rape until February 2021. It prompted this swipe from Ms Higgins on Instagram. They really gaslit me for years, pretending to be supportive. Tiffany Genders, 9 News.
Australia now has the largest fleet of bushfire fighting aircraft in our history ahead of what's expected to be a tough season. The fleet includes a 737 air tanker that is now on duty to fight fires anywhere in the country.
We saw it here last year, but now the government has secured the Coulson Fireliner on a permanent lease, ready to do battle anywhere, anytime.
This large aerial tanker is a bushfire's worst nightmare.
It was a key recommendation of the Black Summer Royal Commission that a national aerial fleet be established. That fleet now numbers 500 aircraft across the country.
We recognise that these aircraft are a core part of our firefighting arsenal, in addition to our fantastic personnel, and having this leased airplane will go a long way to keeping Australians safe this summer.
This national air tanker is joined by 5 others like it around the country, either owned or leased by state governments, along with smaller planes and helicopters.
That's what we've got to be able to do, is to move these assets around where the emerging fire risk is.
This large air tanker has only been in Australia for a week, and it's already seen action. It was on standby in Adelaide for what was expected to be a catastrophic fire day, and it was helping to put out fires in northern New South Wales just yesterday. This Boeing 737 tanker, operated by Coulson Aviation, takes just 10 to 12 minutes to fill with 15,000 litres of water or retardant, and can be airborne in 15 minutes after getting the call to action.
Our job is to get retardant on the ground, which slows the fire down and allows the people on the ground to actually put the fire out.
That also means pilots flying this large jet close to the ground.
We've spent a lot of time training them and getting them ready to be comfortable working in the low-level environment next to a fire.
In Richmond, Eddie Meyer, 9 News.
Vodafone will start phasing out its 3G network from Friday, 20 years after the service was rolled out. The modern standard is 4G and 5G, so the change will affect older mobile phones and some medical alert technology, baby monitors and FPOS machines. Telstra will follow in June and Optus in September. In the news ahead, the Aussie set to shine as the nominations are revealed for the 2024 Golden Globes. That story's coming up a little later. Also ahead, a legal blow for Prince Harry as the other royals begin their Christmas celebrations.
This Sunday, Delta is back with a special star-studded Christmas event.
Hello, Australia.
With Robbie Williams, G-Flip, Kate Sobrano,
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Gujarat, Teddy Swims, Russell Crowe, and lots more.
Hey, has anybody done this yet? How about this girl?
Spread the Christmas spirit. Brand new Christmas with Delta, Sunday 7 o'clock on 9.
Burberry Goddess, the new fragrance.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Let Solid Gold Diamonds make your Christmas unforgettable. Delight someone you love with handcrafted treasures and glittering baubles that will last a lifetime. Nothing compares to Solid Gold Diamonds.
Whether it's the tricky way or the cheerful way, the weekday way or the your day way, however you enjoy it, life's a little more delicious than a Nutella-way.
The McRib is back. Chicken Big Mac is back. And the new McRib Deluxe has just arrived. Macca's summer menu. It's the summer we've all been craving.
The Audi Q8 e-tron. That's progress you can feel.
Tomorrow, live coverage from far north Queensland as Cyclone Jasper makes landfall.
Plus, fancy waking up with a brand new television or sound system. We have more than $30,000 in epic tech to give away.
Be watching to win tomorrow from 5.
Harris Scarf's Christmas Countdown sale is on now with 40 to 60% off all cookware from brands like Scanpan, Rayco and more, plus 40 to 50% off all women's and men's footwear. You better get moving. Sale ends Tuesday, 19th of December. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
9 News, brought to you by Harris Scarf, bringing you great brands at great prices this Christmas.
The US has voiced concerns that Israel could be using white phosphorus weapons in southern Lebanon. The weapons are often used to create smoke screens to conceal troop movements, but because they cause horrific burns, they're banned in populated areas.
We've seen the reports, certainly concerned about that. We'll be asking questions to try to learn a little bit more.
In Gaza, more than 18,000 deaths have now been reported. 70% are women and children. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today saying it is the beginning of the end for Hamas. A blow for Prince Harry in one of his court cases against UK tabloids. He's been ordered to pay more than $90,000 in legal costs to associated newspapers. The court ruling has come to light just as the Prince and Princess of Wales released a video showing their children getting into the Christmas spirit.
Pulling up at a charity centre near their home in Windsor, Princess Kate with children George, Charlotte and Louis delivering some early Christmas cheer.
There are lots of volunteers who come and help out. And so you're the volunteers for this evening.
The young royals picking out clothes and toys that catch their eye.
Yep, this is a big guy.
And packing them into gift bags to go to families with children in need.
You can see how rewarding that sort of work is, isn't it? Knowing that you're helping out others.
The Prince and Princess of Wales releasing this video. The same day it emerged another member of the family has been ordered to hand over cash. A High Court judge ruling Prince Harry must pay $91,000 in legal costs to Mail on Sunday publisher Associated Newspapers, one of the UK tabloids he's suing. The Duke had fought to have the paper's honest opinion defence thrown out in a libel case relating to a 2022 article about his dispute with the Home Office over the removal of police security. Mr Justice Nicklin ruling the case should go to trial, saying the publisher had a real prospect of arguing its case. This particular matter is expected to be heard in the middle of next year. It's one of 5 cases Prince Harry currently has before the courts against UK tabloids. In London, Edward Godfrey, 9 News.
A driver in the UK who reached speeds of 175 kilometres an hour before crashing into a pub has been jailed for 2 years. Patrons inside the building near Sheffield were nearly hit while they were playing pool. The 37-year-old man was later found hiding in a canal. A football referee has been punched and kicked during a match in Turkey. His attacker was the president of one of the teams who lashed out when his side conceded a goal in overtime. Players were quick to defend the 37-year-old ref who suffered a fracture to his eye socket. Well, it's a favourite of many festive meals, and when 9 News returns, we look at how the major supermarkets are trying to get you in with seafood savings. Plus, the weight loss drug revealed to have even more benefits for those who need it. The details are next.
Trust no one.
I don't think I can trust the banks anymore.
Sunny's pre-Christmas warning. Her life savings gone.
Down the drain in a matter of like half an hour.
To a cruel scam.
How is anyone to know that's a scam? Exactly, that's why I just believed it.
A current affair next.
Great getaway deals are here at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free Falcon, Bridgestone, Yokohama, Dunlop or Kumho tyre? Buy 3 and the 4th tyre's free. Plus up to $200 instant cash back on selected tyres.
If you're sneezy, runny or hay fevery, we've got your nose. Gentle yet effective, preservative-free, used daily. Breathe freely with Flow.
I prefer a laptop.
I like the clicking sound that the keyboard makes when you're typing.
We won't be beaten on BYOD prices. Find a lower priced identical stocked item and we'll beat it by 5%.
Cirque du Soleil returns to Adelaide with Luzia, a waking dream of Mexico. Experience breathtaking acrobatics with the return of the iconic Big Top this June at Adelaide Showgrounds. Book now.
The Hospital Research Foundation is fighting for cures and improved care in more than 50 areas of medical research, striking out at diseases and illnesses, attacking and hitting back. For those who are battling, when you support us, you join the fight and you make an impact. The Hospital Research Foundation Group. Together, fight.
Harris Scarf's Christmas countdown sale is on now with 40 to 60% off all dinnerware, cutlery and glassware, plus 40 to 60% off all quilts, pillows, toppers and sheet sets. Hurry, sale ends Tuesday 19th of December. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Lexus Encore, where a midweek dinner meets a culinary adventure and a Sunday drive meets the thrill of the racetrack. Lexus Encore, where life meets amazing.
We have the lowest prices for Christmas entertaining.
Pool noodle, only $2. Jumbuck spit roaster, just $84.90.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
He's the original international man of mystery.
Commander James Bond.
Handsome but deadly. The Spy Who Loved Me, tonight on 9Gem.
If you like a bit of seafood on your festive table, you've been given an early Christmas present. Plenty of fresh and delicious seafood is available, with one Aussie favourite having a bumper season.
'Tis the season.
I want some prawns, thank you.
And this Christmas, you won't be shelling out a small fortune for seafood.
Prices are really good this year, if not the same price, cheaper than last year. So
particularly in the prawn sector, quite an abundance and good buying.
As long as Cyclone Jasper doesn't impact supply.
We're watching the cyclone closely. It looks like we're going to miss any damage. Customers can expect a really good array of fresh tiger prawns this Christmas.
Fresh cooked tiger prawns are $30 a kilo at Coles and Woolworths from tomorrow. Aldi next week. Raw banana prawns $14 a kilo at Coles and Woolies, $8 cheaper than last year.
Certified banana prawns have had a once in a 10-year bumper season. These are great toss through pastas or stir fries. You can grill them with the shell on.
While we can thank the rain for an oversupply of prawns, it has impacted oyster farms on the east coast.
Oysters might be a little bit lighter on the ground, so I would recommend ordering those ahead.
Western rock lobster is selling for $23 each at Woolworths, $24 at Coles.
There's no question Aussies love lobster. Woolworths is expecting to sell 100,000 portions this festive season, but nothing beats customers' appetite for ham, snapping up 1 million portions by Christmas.
You can buy them as early as this weekend to really make sure you're going to stick to that Christmas budget.
Turkeys arrive in stores over the next week. Annalise Bolt, 9 News.
Well, this drug is known for its weight loss benefits, but now diabetes drug Ozempic is proving to be even more useful for those people who need it. A new study from Monash University has found the so-called super drug also protects the heart and kidneys in people with diabetes and those who are overweight or obese. Barbie and Oppenheimer have dominated the nominations for the 2024 Golden Globes. 3 Australian leading ladies are also in the running for big awards.
This is the best day ever. It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now till forever.
It seems nothing and no one is immune to the Barbie buzz.
Margot Robbie, Barbie.
Dance the night, Barbie.
The 2024 Golden Globes turning a distinct shade of pink. Barbie receiving 9 nominations, with Golden Girl Margot Robbie in for Best Female Actor.
And my heels are on the ground.
Hot on the pink heels of the Greta Gerwig film, Barbie's release date companion Oppenheimer with 8 nods.
World will remember this day.
Now in its final season, Succession proving it has the recipe to success, with 9 nominations in the television categories, including for Australian actor Sarah Snook.
Would we consider at least a call? Was he apologising?
In The Crown, Elizabeth Debicki dazzled as Diana, the Australian nominated for Best Female Supporting Actor for the 2nd year.
There's no shortage of Hollywood heavyweights in the nominees, but less than 1 month out from the Golden Globes, there is one glaring omission. So far, there's no host.
Chris Rock, Will Arnett and Jason Bateman all reportedly turning down an offer to host the awards. This 81st show will be the first not run by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which has now been disbanded. Instead, fresh ownership and a whole lot of pink. In Hollywood, Lauren Tomasi, 9 News.
Time for sport now with Corey Norris. Corey, another former teammate has given Dave Warner a whack.
Yeah, well, first it was Mitch Johnson. Now Warner's former batting partner has joined the pile-on. Up next, we'll have the latest on the feud that keeps on giving. Also, Steve Smith has his own concerns as he aims to get out of a form slump this summer. And Crow Matt Crouch opens up on a frustrating rollercoaster couple of years.
There are things we can't see, like the air that we breathe. There's a power in me, you'll see.
He's done it!
For our homegrown superstars, this is the one that matters most. The Aussies are ready to unleash on 9 Summer of Awesome.
At JB Hi-Fi tomorrow only, get wicked one-day deals. Like $450 of this Google Pixel 7 phone, crunched to $849. These Bose Quiet Comfort headphones thrown out for a ridiculous $388. Stores open till 9 p.m. tomorrow. JB, you've done it again.
The Audi Q8 e-tron, that's progress you can feel.
Want to grow your small business into a big business? 9 Ad Manager lets you buy advertising campaigns on 9 Now, Australia's most watched free streaming TV platform. Create your campaign, choose the audiences and postcodes you want to target, and then track how it performs. You can even create your own video ad, all for only $550. Turn your business into a household name. Go to 9admanager.com.au.
Did you find your other boot?
Come on, we gotta go.
Where did you put it? I don't know.
Have you found it yet?
You'll always be you. So get insurance that's a bit more U-shaped. Yui. You insured.
Find the perfect gift this Christmas at Harvey Norman, with lots of great gift ideas under $250. This powerful Sony compact Bluetooth speaker is just $78, or get 2 for $128. Go the distance with the Rise Flex smartwatch, only $108 save $30. Put family memories on display with the Framio Wi-Fi digital photo frame, only $168 save $30. Stay connected with the durable Motorola G4T, hot price at just $198 save $30. Much more at Harvey Norman now.
Angry Bird Humperdinck, The Last Waltz Farewell Tour. See the King of Romance down under this May. Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide, 18th of May. Tickets and info at ticketek.com.au.
Thank you, passport. Book a car service. Oh, that was easy.
There are oh so many reasons to choose Toyota, like the My Toyota Connect app.
Toyota.
Get into Anaconda this Christmas and save on a huge range of camping gear. Igloo 49-litre icebox, only $69.99. Plus, save $130 on Spinifex standard 2 3x3 metre gazebo. Play more and pay less this Christmas with our 10% price beat guarantee. Anaconda!
9 News, brought to you by Anaconda. Play more and pay less this summer with our 10% price beat guarantee.
Hello again. By his own admission, Steve Smith is down on form. But the batsman hopes there's a simple solution to his slump as he put retirement rumours to bed ahead of the first test.
In the last 6 months, Australia has won an Ashes series, a World Test Championship and a World Cup, all without Steve Smith at his best.
Performed at a high standard for a long period of time, and yeah, you're right, I was probably below my standards of what I want.
For Smith, the solution is simple.
Just score runs. So yeah, for me it's not overthinking it, not overplaying too much, not changing too much, just going out and trusting what I do.
The other option, replace David Warner at the top of the order.
I don't know, I've thrown my hat in the ring to open, but it's easy up top.
Warner will retire after the New Year's test in Sydney, but at 34, Smith has no plans to step away.
I'm not really sure, I just take it day by day and enjoy my time playing, and while I'm enjoying it, I'll keep playing.
Smith wouldn't be drawn into the ongoing feud between Warner and Mitchell Johnson, but Warner's former opening partner, Ed Cowan, didn't hold back.
He's saying a lot of things that 90% of the people in the pub have been thinking. Dave Warner has been a walking wicket for 2 years now.
The Melbourne Stars have added motivation ahead of tomorrow night's clash with the Scorchers after several stars were labelled rejects by the West Australian press.
It's pretty funny. I mean, whatever. That's fine. A few boys from the Wacker sent some nice messages after that, which I would probably prefer not to get because I wouldn't mind the ammo.
The Stars still hope skipper Glenn Maxwell will only miss the one game with an arm injury. Nat Unides, 9 News.
OK, footy now, and Adelaide midfielder Matt Crouch has opened up on his rollercoaster 2023 season. Having fallen out of favour and left to flounder in the reserves, the 28-year-old bounced back late in the season to earn a contract extension. Now, ahead of what will be his 11th season, he plans to keep his spot in Matthew Nick's best 22.
Matt Crouch could be forgiven for being disenchanted with how the past 2 years have panned out. Dropped on several occasions in 2022, and this year he played just 7 games.
Yeah, it was frustrating not playing AFL footy. That's always been my goal. It was frustrating at times, but you had to be patient. And I knew if I continued to beat the door down at sample level, I'd get my chance, and I was able to perform, and I did.
But before that bounce back, speculation swirled that 2023 would be his last year at the club. And Crouch admits he had similar thoughts.
At times, your mind goes into them areas. Yeah, when I was playing sample footy and I couldn't get a chance, it was definitely challenging.
The All-Australian and club champion was told he had several parts of his game to work on, and get to work he did.
Probably to be penetrating with the ball when I get it, to be able to go forward and hurt opposition in that way. I've always been confident in my ability to, when I play at the level, to hopefully play well, and that I think you can't lose that confidence.
He returned in round 19 and averaged 29 touches in the last 6 games of the season, crediting his teammates for helping him get back to his best.
The whole playing group this last season with me have been exceptional. There's no doubt at times you question where you're at and how you got there, but my self-belief didn't change.
He was rewarded with a 2-year extension and now plans to be a key part of their next premiership push. The Crows are in their final week of training before the Christmas break. They'll return in January before they start ramping up preparations in order to break a 7-year finals drought.
I felt like I've had a good pre-season. The boys are training well, and looking forward to what's going to be a big year.
Gus McDonald, 9 News.
36ers star DJ Vasiljevic has declared he wants to remain in Adelaide next season, but re-signing isn't his biggest priority. The shooting guard is determined to turn the Sixers' tumultuous season around following the sacking of coach CJ Bruton last week, and he's confident with Scott Ninnis at the helm, they're not too far away.
Just offensively, knowing what we're running. Defensively, we're just trying to mix things up a little bit, trying to be an unpredictable team, and with a wounded dog, a lot of teams are calling us, but again, no one picked us to be anywhere near the top 6 or anything, so we just play with pride and effort, and anything can happen.
The Sixers will be hoping to snap a 3-game losing streak when they take on Melbourne United on Saturday night. Well, no rest for Newcombe medalist Alex de Minaur, who's revealed his off-season break lasted just 3 days. It could pay off for the world number 12, who believes he can take down anyone at next month's Australian Open.
As Aussie tennis raised a glass to the Newcombe medalist over in Spain, there's no time to celebrate for the man himself.
Right now we're week 2 into pre-season, so not even orange juice at the moment, it's just strictly water.
Alex de Minaur joining Ash Barty and Sam Stosur as the only players to have claimed the honour more than once.
I'm very happy to be among them and in pretty good company.
The seasons tend to blend together on the tennis tour, and the 24-year-old feels if he's not working, he's not winning.
Have you had at least a week off?
A week? But what kind of sport do you think we're in? No, I had 3 days off.
It's that mentality that's lifted de Minaur to the edge of the world's top 10, but breaking into it, that's a whole new ball game.
A lot of people don't realise how much work it takes to kind of make these miniature steps. All of these guys, they're very good players, so you got to try and find the little edge.
A win over Daniil Medvedev last November lit the fuse for 6 victories over top 10 players this year.
All of a sudden I had the belief and the confidence that I could do it any given day.
He'll bring that belief down under next month, where advancing past the 4th round for the first time at Melbourne Park feels genuinely possible.
Go deep in slams and the bigger tournaments.
De Minaur will open his season leading Australia's United Cup charge in Perth from December 29. Braden Ingram, 9 News.
Kate Campbell plans to show the youngsters how it's done and become the first Australian swimmer to qualify for 5 Olympic Games. The 4-time Olympic gold medalist is swimming at the Queensland State Titles this week and knows achieving her goal won't come easily.
Diving back into an Olympic qualifying campaign, Campbell knows at 31, nothing is guaranteed.
I've had to have a look at this and realise that I may not qualify for that Olympic team.
The last time Campbell graced an Olympic pool, she anchored the 4x100 metre medley relay team to gold in Tokyo. After that, she took 18 months off with no certainty of returning.
Even more than physically, mentally, I needed a break from having to be the best. And it's not just the best in the country, because to be the best in the country, you pretty much have to be the best in the world.
Now re-energised, Campbell is ready to take on the new wave of Australian swimmers who are dominating the world.
And to see where my absolute limits are and to challenge myself and maybe to challenge the way that we view this sport as a young person's sport. See if us old-timers still have a little bit of spring left on us.
Campbell took bronze in the 100 metre free at the Queensland State Titles last night behind Shayna Jack. But when it comes to making another Olympic team, timing is everything.
The whole goal is to be at my best for Olympic trials next year. So as much as I would have liked to have gone faster yesterday, I'm keeping my eye on that big prize.
Chris Hodgkinson, 9 News.
Yeah, good luck to her 5 Olympic Games. It would be one hell of a feat.
Amazing to be that good for that long.
Yeah, she's been brilliant.
All right, Corey, thank you. More rain over the next few days, but the summer sunshine is coming back. Jessica has the forecast next. First, a look at tomorrow's speed cameras.
Wake up and laugh with Adelaide's #1 breakfast show.
Ruditz and Loz tomorrow on 104.7 Triple M.
For the latest Adelaide news and traffic.
The footy star's wife taking on the AFL over her husband's brain damage from playing the game. Join me after the news.
Find out why Europe is their favourite holiday ever.
You're a dirty old perv, you know that?
Travel Guides Europe, tonight 7:30 on 9.
The McRib is back. Chicken Big Mac is back. And the new McRib Deluxe has just arrived. Macca's summer menu. It's the summer we've all been craving.
Check it out. Lucky number.
I'll get my camera.
Wasn't it back there? Look.
No.
160,000!
it.
Year after year, K after K. With Toyota Genuine Service, the feeling never fades. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Whether it's the happy way or the stacky way, the weekday way or the your day way, however you enjoy it, life's a little more delicious than a Tellaway.
Now I've had the sights of my life.
You've never made a slide like this before.
You're the one thing
I can't get enough of. So I bought you something.
This could be love.
Go big on the little things with Aldi. Good, different.
My property portfolio is protected by Terry Shear. I wouldn't trust anyone else.
As a first-time investor, Terry Shear provides the security I need.
With Terry Shear, we're more comfortable about our investment property.
Landlord insurance for just $1.50 or less per day. Get a quote, call Terry Shear or go online.
The Mitsubishi Triton Run-Out is on now with over $2,000 of bonus accessories. Available on current 23 model year GSR and GLS. Run in for the legendary Triton Run-Out. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Happy Merry Christmas, everyone.
Checking finance now, it's 40 years to the day since the Australian dollar was floated on the global marketplace. Here's finance editor Chris Kohler.
December 12, 1983, the Aussie dollar went up against the world's biggest currencies, and it's been doing it every day since. This is what things looked like back then, when Treasurer Paul Keating confirmed on day one the Aussie was buying 90 US cents.
I'm very pleased with the way in which the first day's trading has gone, and I think it's been an excellent introduction of the new system.
And this is what's happened since. It fell all the way to 47 US cents after the dot-com crash in 2001 and climbed all the way to $1.10 US during the resources boom of 2011. That feels like a very long time ago, as the Aussie now buys 66 US cents. And it's certainly been embraced. The Aussie is now the 6th most traded currency in the world, sitting between the Chinese yuan and the Canadian dollar. As for the day-to-day finances today, the share market was 0.5% higher as traders waited for the Chemist Warehouse merger to land on the ASX. And the Aussie dollar, on its kind of birthday, was also buying 61 euro cents and 52 British pence.
Thank you, Chris. Let's get the weather now. Here's Jessica.
Such a weird day where a lot of people have been commenting on how confusing the weather has been today. And even now we're standing, in basically sunshine here in North Adelaide, but looking over the city, we're still seeing those very dark clouds, although the radar is clear and we are taking a breather from that crazy weather at the moment. Today in the city, we reached a top of 25 degrees and it's still sitting in the mid-20s at the moment, feeling very calm here as we go to air. Across the suburbs though, well, it hasn't been calm all day. There's been huge variation. We've seen storms popping up, particularly through the southern suburbs. We've had lots of rumbles of thunder on and off throughout the day. We've had showers petering through on and off as well. They've been a bit light, certainly a lot lighter than yesterday and a bit more hit and miss, but still they have been there, and it was 25 degrees at Noarlunga. There was still some storms rumbling through our north today, but nothing to show for it in the gauges, which doesn't mean it didn't rain. It just means that there wasn't rain where the gauges are. A warm 29 degrees at Port Augusta. a much more active radar through our south with more storms, more rain stretching all the way down to our Victorian border in the southeast where we did have severe weather warnings today, a hot 36 degrees at Narracourt. We've got our low spinning in around South Australia on the charts there. That's what's been causing our weather. But cast your eyes up north to northern Queensland. That's where we have tropical cyclone Jasper approaching. It could cause life-threatening flash flooding around Port Douglas. The forecast around Cairns is looking scary. 150 millimetres of rainfall possible there and destructive winds exceeding 130 k's. It's going to be a tense time through northern Queensland as we watch the tracking of that cyclone. Back to SA, and it is getting windy here in the afternoon around Whyalla, Port Pirie, Port Augusta and Broken Hill. All those places could see gusty conditions. Showers are possible in Port Lincoln and Clare. There's also the chance of wet weather extending pretty much right through the south, but it will be a bit more hit and miss, a bit more sparse, mostly lighter than today. That said, Mount Gambier is still the chance of a thunderstorm with 28 degrees. We are on alert for extreme fire danger in the Riverland tomorrow with strong northwesterly winds, and take care by the water with marine wind warnings in place for some western and central coastlines tomorrow. On metro waters, winds shifting west to northwesterly, 15 to 20 knots in the middle of the day. Around Adelaide, we're half a chance of a shower from late morning, perhaps a little bit more to it for the southern suburbs, maybe 24 degrees for Noarlunga and 23 at Mount Barker, 25 degrees the top for you in the city with the chance of a shower and an overnight low of 17. After that, look, there is still the chance of showers on the forecast for Thursday, looking in the low 20s, certainly nothing heavy. Friday, you should really start to feel things drying out in the low 20s again, and dry conditions on the weekend with some sunshine on Sunday.
This is good news, Jessica. Thank you. And that is Adelaide's 9 News for this Tuesday. I do hope you can join me again tomorrow night at 6. I'm Will McDonald. Have a great evening. Good night.